What's happening? Hello, everyone. My name is Bernardo Stim, and I'm a writer for All Magazine. Today, I'll be speaking with Bianca Del Rio, Haneefah Wood, and Murray Hill about Drag Me to Dinner. So let's get started. Bianca, you got to judge a lot of your Drag Race peers on the show. How much fun was it to be on the other side of the judging table?
I loved every minute of it. And I think because I was a drag race viewer myself, I've been judging them in my living room for years. So here was the opportunity to tell them what I thought. And trust me, I did not hold back from saying,
No.
this is a shitty dinner party. Because that's what I was there for. Because one of the other judges, Miss Haneefah Wood here, loved everything and everybody. Everybody's wonderful. And I was there to prove her wrong. So we had a great time judging everyone. And like most things, we're there to have a good time. So nothing was done in malice, obviously. And we're all friends. So the best part was to experience the food, the drink, and the laughter, and then to tell them what I thought.
Yeah. Haneefah, much like you, I'm a huge fan of drag, and I really loved your take on the show. What are you most excited for fans to see on Drag Me to Dinner?
My outfits.
Oh,
Fabulous.
Don't forget, Haneefah sang the theme song to the show. So
Yes.
that is
Right.
Haneefah's voice.
Yes, even some of the other jingles within the show are also me, except for like one of them or whatever. I enjoyed the entire experience of this show. I love the drag queens. I'm a huge Drag Race fan. I don't know if we're supposed to even mention that show, but I'm a huge fan of that show. And so watching them every time I went on set, I kind of was a bit in awe. I was such a fan. I hope I didn't embarrass myself, but I was really a fan. So seeing those drag queens, I love that. But also, I like to eat. And so I did enjoy eating the food on this set. So that was like the things that I looked forward to, or I'm looking forward to.
I can relate to that. Murray, I love you as the host of Drag Me to Dinner. It is hilarious. Every time you come on the show, it's like so funny and so wonderful. What was your favorite part about this process?
Well, showbiz to showbiz. My favorite part was I had the biggest teleprompter ever created for a TV show. So I was in heaven because, I got to do these other scripted shows and it sucks. So I had this thing. But my favorite thing is, all of us on the show and the judges, we all existed and we all started at night in nightclubs, right? Yeah. With audiences and raucous stuff. So it was such a thrill to see everybody, first of all, awake and show up somewhere at 9 o'clock during the day. And to see all the queens, not just lip sync a song for 3 minutes and that's the last you see of them. They get to talk, they get to improv, they get to shtick. So it's almost like we get to see a three-dimensional portrayal of drag queens. And it's not like my outfit's so great or, I'm trying to dance the best or rehearse. It's like we got to see the queens for who they are. And for me to walk on and like rip on everybody and read the teleprompter, I don't say this to the other networks, but it's my favorite job.
I love hearing that. Bianca and Murray, there's a huge anti-drag narrative that is currently being pushed by conservatives. What do you think is the importance of shows like these for drag performers to be visible on a mainstream platform like Hulu?
Well, I think kudos to Hulu for, keeping us up there. Also, Neil and David for this fabulous idea. And I think what gets lost in all this legislation and propaganda and madness is that drag is also entertainment. I would say for me in particular, because drag means different things to different people. But for me, it is a form of entertainment. I am an actor. This is a character that I've created, and I'm there to entertain. I'm not there to do anything else. And the entertaining is still questionable. Shut up, Murray. It depends on who you ask. But I think it is important. Visibility is always important, but also the fact that we've got some heavy hitters behind us, which make it great. And I hope that people tune in with an open mind, maybe with a cocktail, sit back, see us judge and experience his dinner parties. And the best thing is you get to hear Haneefah sing. That's a deal. That's a deal. Every episode, as she reminds me every day. But I think
I just send you text messages.
I do think it's not even my number. I think what's important is being there and also showing this side of it. It's light, it's fun, it's entertainment. You know what I mean? It's not serious, it's not preachy in any way. And the best thing is nobody cries. Nobody cries. How often?
Well, I was crying inside working with you.
You call that working? Oh.
Yeah. But Bernardo, another thing too, with which I think will help in the climate that we live in right now is, you know, in the old days, like they used to talk about Johnny Carson, where, you know, you invited him into your living room and he felt like he was there with you and you wanted to hang out with him, right? A lot of this fear that's going on is, and it's even statistically proven, that a lot of this fear, people don't even know trans people. They don't even know a drag queen. They don't know a drag king or a trans masked person, right? So all this stuff is just reading the propaganda, the ruse, and all this stuff. So this show, you know, it shows us. So you can actually see us. And I believe this about myself. You know, if you see Murray up there hosting, you're like, hey, that's a funny guy. He's a nice guy. He's got a big heart. I want to hang out with him. Or he's making me laugh, right? Or you know, and or the queen's like, oh, they're hilarious, or they look beautiful, or this. And so when you're thinking that, in my opinion, you can't think those positive things and hate at the same time. So that's why I think it's important to show us having a good time, being lighthearted, and looking like a clown.
I couldn't agree more. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Bernardo.
Thank you. And we can actually see Murray's authentic height.
I'm standing right now.
In a hole.